this is what started what we now call Moore's Law. Here's what he said. He said that every 2 years the number of transistors on a chip will double. That's good enough, but then comes the real kicker at half the cost. Oh my goodness. And to everyone's astonishment, he was absolutely right. Oh, okay. Now, if you were to apply that concept to travel, the New York City to Paris trip would take that long and cost a penny. Yeah, I know. Darn it, I wish we had achieved that. Now we're talking about, just talking to a gentleman from Sweden, I'll bet you that he wishes that we had been able to achieve something like that. Well, we haven't, darn it. But it's been an exponential rocket booster ever since. And I want to point out something about this graph. I hope everybody can see it. Since the 1960s, we have had exponentially more and more microprocessor capability. Okay, that's good. And we've had exponentially more and more memory capacity. Now, along the lines of what Lori was just talking about in terms of persistent surveillance, without both of these things, we wouldn't be able to even be talking about that. We wouldn't even have that conversation. It's not just microprocessor capability, it's also storage capability. And we've been on an exponential curve since the 60s, and it seems to be continuing. Now, there's a lot of debate and discussion about whether or not there will be a limit. My point of view is this: even if Moore's Law gets abrogated and we don't continue along this exponential path, we are where we are today, and we have capabilities that we are not even using to their utmost right this minute. So when you talk about imagery and GIS, being able to have both of these things, even where they are today, means that we've got capabilities we haven't even used. And at less and less cost. Oh my. Okay, what does that mean in English? What it means is that we've gone from mainframes to mini computers to workstations to desktops to client service to internet to the web services and on and on and on. And I'm sure this is not news to anybody in the room. But wait a minute, there's something wrong with that picture. Obviously, I've got a computer plugged into the cloud. All right. Okay. What's wrong with it? There, that's better. What am I talking about? Well, first of all, you don't need the cord. And secondly, the size of that box was far too big. One of the best examples of what Gordon Moore was describing, and the fastest growing geospatial market, is actually mobile. The PNDs and the smartphone technology are converging. They're getting smaller and smaller and cheaper. I swear to God, if they didn't need a screen, they'd be the size of a grain of sand. Okay, but because of what Gordon Moore talked about, the capability of these things is extraordinary and getting more and more extraordinary as time goes on. What does that mean to GIS and imagery? It means that as these things come together, they create an insatiable appetite for imagery. And not just imagery. If you talk to a consumer with one of these gadgets, and I'm sure you have some of them yourself, it's not, I just want a picture. I don't just want a picture. I want a picture, and I want it integrated with position, and I want it integrated with video, and I want it integrated with addresses, and I want it integrated with where's a concert of my favorite musician, and where's the gas station, and I want it integrated with what? In other words, what do you want it integrated with? Like James Dean said in Rebel Without a Cause, what do you got? Whatever you got, I want it integrated with that. And I want it on my device, and I want it now, and I want it immediately, and I want it current, and I want it to take me where I need to go, and don't argue. Okay? Well, as Lori pointed out, our objective is to satisfy these folks.